So hello everyone, in this video we will be looking how to Dockerize and React and White project. So we will be Dockerize an app and weather app from scratch. So watch the video till the end. At the end you will get how to Dockerize your own. So we will start from this blog, and you can find this blog in the description box, and this is my blog. So I want to introduce myself. I am an open source contributor, and I'm also an student, and I am also technical writer, so I write a good technical blog tutorials as well. So let's get start the video, and I will tell you how to dockerize a React and a white application. So you can read here. So let's start. So people ask what is the prerequisite. For this video I would say, if you have basic Docker knowledge, so it's good. If you don't have, then no worry, I will tell you from scratch, right? I will tell you from the scratch. So you can read here. In this post I will dockerize your React app and creating using the white tool. And what is the prerequisite? A basic knowledge of React. If you have basic understanding of what is Docker, check my basic blog. So here I will like to tell you, I have written a blog post, what is Docker. So this is the blog which you need to watch this video. So if you understand what Docker is, if you have a little bit idea, so you don't need to read this, you can watch this video. And this blog is also mentioned in my description box. So let's get start today's video. So first of all, you have to create an React app, right? And I believe you have already a React app, so we are not going to follow this step because I have, so I can show you. So this is a weather app I have built it, so I can run this app. So this is the app, what we are going to Dockerize today. So we will start from the second step, and this step is very important, right? So when you have white and React project, so we have with configuration, like a config file. This is like this, and I have used two property here. First is port and second is host. So host is what? Host is used for the Docker, right? So this will help you in, you can read here why I use this host. It's needed for Docker container port, and I will let you know what container port is. And I use here host true, and port is for you know for my application. So by default, uh, React use 51 and 73 port, but I change into the 3000 port. So I uses the this property like port, and I'm going to stop this, and let's forward with our blog. So I've told you these two properties is important. If you use default port, so no problem, but you have to memorize this thing, because at the end you have to use this in your Docker file to exposing the uh, port. So step 3, create a Docker file. So this is our step, very important step. So creating a file called Docker file in root of your directory, and I'm going to create that. So we can hands on. So click here and you will be automatically in root, and click here to new file and just Docker file. You should have this D capital, make sure. And in this file we have to you know paste this command, paste this thing, and I will tell you what is this. So here you can come, and if you don't know what are these commands, so read explain. So from node we will create a node environment in the container. right? And I'm already told you, if you don't understand what container, what image is, so please make sure this blog is very essential for you, where I have everything mentioned. You can see here image, container. So I would recommend it. So you can check out this blog, right? And then come to watch this video. So this node will help you to create an environment inside the container where you want to run your application. So because every application built on an environment. So here React app built with node, and second step is our work directory, and this work directory means inside the container. This is not related your application convention. You need this in your container, like where you are running your application. So work dir means work directory is an app. I will create directory and switch to that, means it will create an directory inside the container, and inside the container it will run your application within the app directory. And copy package.json file. you know you should also need package.json file because all the dependency belong here. So definitely we need this. So copies package.json file to app directory, right? So you can use uh, here. So especially you can use this, but I copy all the things, like all this source code, and here I have mentioned copy first the JSON file, right? And then copy all the data from the root, and run npm I means install the dependency. Here I have already mentioned this, and then copies all the source code to app directory, what I already told you. Expose 3000, the port that I have already mentioned to you. You have to remember this, right? And you have to also expose the same port what you use in your void config. If you are using default, so no problem, expose default. But if you are using a additional, so you can add the here. And command npm run dev, to run your application inside the container you need this command, npm run dev. And 4 is create .docker ignore file. This is same like git ignore, and here is a docker, so docker ignore to ignore the files which you don't require to build your image container, right? So I can create this within the root. So he come here and docker ignore, and we don't need node modules, obviously no need node modules. And come here, and now this is our important step. Now we have everything set up to the you know for the application. Here we have docker file. This is docker file, and this is docker ignore, which I am ignoring the node module. I don't need this. And this is our white config. So I'm going to build the finally image. If you don't understand what image is, so I'm told you that you have to check that blog and copy the command. So docker build dash t means a tag name you have to require, like to name your docker image. I would say weather app I want to keep, and I want to build this within the directory. So oh, so actually I have not opened my docker desktop. So this is error. I have to open my docker desktop. It will take some time to open that, and then I will type the same command. So I will type the same command, and it started to building my image. It will take some time to build your Docker image. And then, here I have mentioned what this command is actually done. So dash t to tag the container. This will be your container name. And after the build completion, a Docker image will be created. Docker image is a template to run the container. To check your Docker image, execute this command like docker images. And you can come here if you are using the Docker image. So after the all the process done, then you can see here and weather app image builded. It's taking time. Maybe it can fast in your system. Now what it's actually doing, it's running all the command whatever we have mentioned here. So it's creating an environment, creating an app directory, copying the our dependency, and here the currently what he's doing, installing the all the dependency. And then again I would say it's copy all the source code, whatever this source code is here, this will going to copy in this command, right? And then it will expose the port, and port what I already told you. Here I have used the same port to run this application. And command cmd stand for command to run our application. So npm run there. It's taking time. Yes. Okay. uh, the process is finished and our application, yeah, our Docker image has been created. I think you can see here in Docker images tab here, and this is the our image name because we have mentioned here while building the Docker image. So weather app. And now our final step is to run this image or with the Docker container. So that's mean this image can be converted in the container, right? And see this command docker run -d dash dash rm dash p, and here I am mapping our application port and container port, right? And with the container name, so I am going to the name of container what, weather weather app. And what is our Docker image name? Weather app. So weather app with underscore. And let's run our container. And it's run our container. And here container running. And let's see. Yeah, this is live. So guys, you can see I am running my application with Docker, right? So finally we have Dockerized our application. So I hope you understand what I mean, how you can Dockerize your application, you know. So let's understand what this command So here docker run means run, and dash d means to run the container in background in detached mode, so that we can use our terminal for further. Dash rm to delete the container when you stop the container means if I stop the container, I stop here manually. You can stop with docker stop command. You know, our container is deleted as this command doing, and I have already mentioned here. So to delete container when you stop the container, and dash p for port mapping, port accessing from browser and port accessing from the container. And here we have done. So I hope this video is helpful to you, and make sure check out the vlog, and I have also have some amazing blog you can check out here. Thank you. Thanks for the watching video.